It's 22 hours GMT in Accra, and from Studio A here at Adesawe, Kanda, you're watching news at 10 on TV3. And also news at 10 tonight, we will bring you the story of Matilda Agbanyega, who has braved the odds despite having cerebral palsy to sit the BCE. Now, despite her disability, Matilda Agbanyega will not let her condition be a barrier to achieving success in her endeavors. Diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 6 months, Matilda has braved the odds to write the basic education certificate examination. Portia Gabo has come through with the following reports.
Her disability is not a barrier to her dreams of becoming a medical doctor. Matilda is living with a condition called cerebral palsy. This is the general term for a number of neurological conditions which affect movement and coordination. She only started mainstream school in her teens, joining regular pupils at the Manual Presbyterian Basic School at Medina. With inclusive education, her lessons were tailored to meet her needs. Her mother, who wanted to remain anonymous, recounted challenges she had to overcome to enable Matilda access education.
And we sent her to a special school, but the special school was not doing much to help her. Even as at now, when we are going somewhere and we are walking, sometimes somebody can just look at her and then hit her foot against something, or some people even fall into a gutter, because I don't know whether she's a strange being.
As Matilda takes a giant leap to greatness, she first has to contend with a staircase that is not disability friendly and a classroom environment with no aid for children with special needs. She braved the odds and joined over 251 candidates at the Medina Islamic Center to write the basic education certificate exams. Matilda is writing the mathematics paper. A student with cerebral palsy may find it difficult to write fast and legibly. In order to assist her, the West African Examination Council granted her the permission to use a laptop for exams.
We used to do group studies, and then where she can't learn, then we help her with the place she doesn't understand.
Currently, WAEC has a policy for special needs students which allows them to be given extra time during examinations. Unlike other students, Matilda has an extra 1 hour 30 minutes to complete the maths paper. Despite the additional time given her, there were still some difficulties. Matilda, how was the paper?
It was a bit difficult.
How does it feel to write the BC?
It feels normal, but the arrangement was a bit not okay. The WAEC need to bring a computer, but they could not bring it.
So who helped you with the computer?
The computer is mine. The social welfare who bought it for me.
Because of her condition, she couldn't write mathematics because there is no any software that can help her identify the diagrams and then symbols that can help her work out all the other things. I think they have to put certain things in place. Once they are talking about inclusive, we need to put everything together that everybody will benefit.
The 2010 Population and Housing Census puts the population of severely disabled persons at 3%, that is 737,743 persons. Out of this figure, 1.4% of children between the ages of 0 to 9 years were males, while 1.3% were females. A number of persons living with disability are not in school, some due to lack of disability-friendly facilities. In order to realize the goal of inclusive education, pupils with special needs should be considered as critical. It is only through inclusive education that children with special needs can survive the storms of life.
I would advise parents to take their work to school.
Walking through the compound of the West Africa Senior High School with a sense of pride, Matilda Agbanyega's dream of becoming great in future has just started. When the West Africa Examinations Council, WAEC, released results of the June 2016 BECE, Matilda qualified to be placed in school. However, there was a delay in her placement. TV3 followed up at the computerized school selection and placement system, where Matilda was able to gain admission at the West Africa Senior High School.
You know, the Ghana Education Service is running an all-inclusive system of education now. So we have also incorporated it in our system that we are running. So we make sure that all candidates, provided you make the mark to go to a particular school, you go there. So with Matilda's case, she did the exams. She qualified to be placed, and we made sure we placed her in West Africa Senior High School for her to have an inclusive education as we are already implementing.
Ghana in 2016 began the implementation of an inclusive education policy. Inclusive education recognizes and responds to the diverse needs of students with special needs, accommodating both different styles and rates of learning and ensuring quality education to all. Prior to starting school, teaching staff and students of the West Africa Senior High School were educated on Matilda's condition.
I was privileged to watch the program on TV3 that showed us Matilda. At the time, she was writing a BEC, and I was touched indeed. And as if by design, he has been sent to West Africa Senior High School.
With support from her peers, teachers and parents, Matilda feels comfortable and is able to participate in class.
Maid servants. The maid belongs to which class of words?
Enough.
Here for Matilda.
How are you coping in school?
Quite.
Your colleagues here, how are they treating you?
Quite. They are treating me good. They help me in going around the school and we eat together.
The headmaster and teaching staff of the West Africa Senior High School have vowed to do all it takes to make Matilda succeed.
Sometimes when she's suffering, I help her. She's very humble and I like her so much.
You think she can be who she wants to be in future?
Yes, I believe that because she never gives up.
She is a very intelligent girl, and when you enter the class, if you are not told, you hardly notice that there's anything or something wrong with her.
5 months ago, TV3 brought to you the inspiring story of Matilda Agbanyega. She's now a student at the West Africa Senior High School and wants to be a nurse in future. She has one message for persons with disability, that disability is not inability. Matilda, however, wants one challenge addressed.
I want to tell WAEC to provide the software so that doing exam can be faster and easier.
Due to her concern, TV3 followed up at the West Africa Examinations Council.
Well, anything that the council can do to support special needs candidates, will do that. So I think we'll take that into consideration and see what we can do, which will not benefit only her, but with other candidates in the future who have such needs.
Matilda Agbanyega says she will not let her condition be a barrier to achieving success.
I want to encourage parents to send their works to school, because if you want to become a successful person in future, it's through education.
Portia Gabo, TV3.